Adam, are you ready for your daily dose of drama, excitement?
Oh yes, I love drama and
Okay.
excitement.
I know that you care a lot about cookies. There's been all this
Oh
cookie
yeah.
drama. Okay. Do you know about the Pokimane cookie drama?
No, I have not. I do not know about the cookie
Well,
drama.
normally we wouldn't listen. Normally we wouldn't talk about the Pokimane drama, but our favorite streamer in the world, Hassan Piker, has decided to wade into the cookie drama and, of course, show that as a socialist, he doesn't care at all about his principles. Once again, shock. Are you shocked?
I'm shocked that you're not calling him Hamas Piker.
Before we get to Hamas Piker's,
Okay, good. Nice save. I like that.
before we get into his take on all this stuff, let me explain the background to you
Okay, let's
for the
hear
people
it.
that don't know. Okay, so Pokimane, big streamer, very popular streamer, very rich streamer. She came out with an official Pokimane cookie. Okay,
Wow. Is
it's
that
this.
what we're looking at here?
Yeah, so on the top, on the one on the left, you see the one that says Mina. Okay.
Uh-huh.
That's
Yeah.
the official Pokimane cookie right there.
Nice.
And
Looks delicious.
right. So at first, some people were kind of upset because they sell them in 4 packs and each pack costs $7. Okay.
Wow. Okay. Pricey cookies.
Right. And if you look, I mean, it's very small, but if you look, the amount in that package is 4 ounces.
Right.
Okay. So a 4-ounce bag of cookies, $7, which it's a pricey cookie.
I mean,
It's a pricey cookie, but it is gluten free. Okay. And it
okay.
has it doesn't have any corn syrup or something. It has like palm oil. It has some a little bit higher tier ingredients. So it's kind of expensive, but it's not like super expensive for what it is, right?
Okay.
It's in that kind of range. But some internet sleuths found out that the same company used to make a different cookie. That one right on the right there, you see.
Right.
Same company.
That looks more my speed right there.
Right. That Midnight Mini cookie. And those cookies look very similar, don't they? Like,
oh yeah.
almost exactly the same, don't they?
I would guess that they are exactly the same.
And people found out that they sold those Midnight Mini cookies at Costco for $10 a bag, but the bag was 14 ounces.
14 ounces. That's 10 ounces more.
Right. So we have Pokimane's 4-ounce for $7, and then we have this seemingly the same cookie in a 14-ounce bag for $10.
Right. Does Pokey hand deliver these cookies or something?
Does she have the amaranth treatment to the cookies? I don't believe so. I believe you'll have to watch the Sunday show to know what we're talking about. It's just like her streamer cookie. And if you look at under, some other internet sleuths have figured out the ingredients or found pictures of the ingredients for both cookies. And if you look at them, with the exception of the other ones having added calcium in the beginning, the ingredients are exactly the same.
Oh yeah, look at that gluten-free flour. I thought that was pricey flour or something.
Well, gluten-free stuff is always more expensive, but they're exactly the same ingredients. Okay. Now, so people are at first they're kind of mad because they're like, what the heck? You're charging us all this money for these cookies that seem to be just a complete rebrand of an existing product, which supposedly happens pretty frequently with celebrity endorsements, streaming endorsements, and things of that nature. I don't know, because we've never endorsed a product. Okay. We don't have an official Sitch and Adam cookie.
Right. But I'm thinking we're going to get one.
We should get one. We'll buy bags of chocolate Chips Ahoy, and we'll just put a Sitch and Adam
sticker on the front. Yeah, exactly. We'll get some mailing labels.
There you go. And hit the price up 100%. But so anyway, so people were kind of mad about the price and that there seems to be a rebrand, all this stuff. Okay. Now she has responded saying that there's some magical difference. Okay. That they're not the same. That there's some difference.
No, really? Right. Oh, yeah. That's so weak sauce.
Right. There's a magical difference somewhere in there. Okay.
She fills them with love.
Right. So she was on stream the other day, and she was, I believe, eating the cookies herself. And, she was watching some visual novel video game or something. And someone in chat was I think it was just one person too. Just made some comment where they were kind of making fun of the price of the cookies. Right. And she kind of got mad at them and she called them a brokey.
What? Ouch.
Yeah, called them a brokey because they didn't want to buy, $7 for a 4-ounce bag of cookies.
Like, oh my God, $28 for cookies? It's 4 bags. That's $7 a bag. I know math is hard when you're an idiot, but like if you're a broke boy, just say so.
So people are kind of mad, like,
That sounds very cruel, very elitist.
It sounds kind of gross that like a millionaire is calling someone a brokey because they don't want to spend $7 on their 4-ounce bag of cookies. People mad. So you might say, okay, well, what is Hassan Piker, right? He is a leftist,
right?
He is a socialist.
Oh, no.
He doesn't like capitalism. He doesn't like consumerism. Obviously, shouldn't he be like, wow, it's horrible that she's selling these, capitalist consumer products at an higher price and that she's calling people brokey, right? Like that's going to be his take, obviously, on the situation.
Obviously, like a man of the people. He's going to say, look, capitalism is bad. What Pokemon is doing is awful. She's totally price gouging her fans. It's going to be all over that. He's going to call her out, right? That's what happens.
That's obviously what we're about to watch.
Look, I haven't even seen this. And I can guess he constantly contradicts himself on everything.
No.
Look, I'm going to be real with you here. Mm-hmm. He's going to be like, I'm friends with this chick. I'm going to give her the friend treatment.
Are you sure you haven't seen this video?
I have not. Look, this is the first I've heard any of this story.
He literally says that at one point.
Look, I'm telling you. Look, the A-team intuition is there. I know it. Okay. He's fully elephant driven, man. If he's talked to this person face to face, look, he's giving her the friend treatment.
Like literally someone says, you're only giving her the benefit of the doubt because you're friends with her. And he says, yes, you're correct. That is what I'm doing.
Yes. Nailed it. Nailed it again. Okay. So should I bring the video up?
Yeah, bring the video up.
So. Okay. Well, let's see this. Let's see how close I can.
So we're going to be jumping around. It's not going to be the full hour, 10 minutes, but.
People are going to be hypercritical of you if people don't like you, if people want to make something out of you. Okay, this is the clip.
Oh my God!
This is the clip that now is going viral and everybody's getting mad.
When people are like, "Oh my God, $28 for cookies."
The big mistake here is that she thought that she could be a woman online and then also come across as not super serious in this very important moment.
It's 4 bags.
So we already have right off the bat, like, it's the sexism.
He's going to the sexism card. Yeah, isn't he? Quite readily.
Like as if like a guy, like if Hassan himself did this or a guy did this who was kind of like lefty or leftist, you would not get complaints because they're not a woman. Like that matters.
Yeah, I thought we were complaining about capitalism here, buddy. What's going on?
It's like when listen, he's in defense mode. His brain is throwing everything he can, right? Oh, if you attack a woman, you're sexist. Just reaching for the bottom of the barrel here.
That's $7 a bag. I know math is hard when you're an idiot, but
oh, whoa.
Like if you're a broke boy, just say so. Anyway,
so she calls the guy an idiot for not doing the proper math, because I think he said $30 instead of $28, and then called him a broke boy.
Wow.
Okay, I mean, listen, not a great look if you're supposed to be like a sympathetic lefty millionaire.
Yeah.
But, it is. It sounds like feels like something you'd hear out of XQC as he's bragging about his, $100,000 watch or something, right?
Right. This is the first woman that I've encountered that hasn't rounded $28 up to $30 while she's shopping, but that's like a total aside. Okay. Maybe a tad sexist, but who knows?
There you go.
It's funny because like everybody always says Pokemon is such a businesswoman. This is literally a joke you would probably make on stream and nobody would say shit. First of all, people would absolutely say shit if I made this exact same joke, and I have. And they do.
Wow. Okay.
So we have our good friend, the socialist, saying that he's made a, quote, joke. I'm doing massive finger quotes here. Massive finger quotes joke calling people brokies.
Has he? I don't know that I've seen that, but
I'll take his word for it.
Yeah, exactly. I believe him. I believe he has. I've seen him yell a lot of things at people.
The difference is, if this is a joke that Charlie made, nobody would say shit. If this is a joke Ludwig made, nobody would say shit, because those guys are not exactly considered offensive targets by incels that will take something and then go, that's the most serious thing anyone's ever said. It's a joke that XQC gets away with on a daily basis. But again, people in his audience, they look at that. People in his audience will look at that and go, well, that's my favorite streamer. I like him. I know him. I know his background. I know where he's coming from.
Okay, so his argument is that other streamers are treated differently, which is true, but it depends on like who their audience is and what their persona is. Because as we know, XQC, his entire persona is that he's a huge a-hole.
Right. Yeah.
He often brags about his wealth in very disgusting ways, which personally I think is morally reprehensible. Now, so if he does that and he has an audience that appreciates him being morally reprehensible by doing that, obviously they're not going to be bothered by that. But if you have a person that's not their behavior, who's aligned more on the left, and people kind of view them in that lens, then obviously they're going to be like, well, wait a minute, this seems like a contradiction, or this seems like a rude thing to do, right?
Of course. I've never seen Charlie attack his fans directly like that, though. I have seen XQC, obviously. Like you said, that's kind of his brand. So
yes.
I would be out of place, I think, to see Charlie do something like that. So I think that's a stretch. In my estimation, I watch a bunch of his videos. So
yeah, I mean, I haven't seen that either. But it's just, I don't feel bad for these people because they, I don't know how political Pokimane is, but like for Hassan here to defend this and kind of simp for her in this situation, just because they're friends, when like Hassan and his politics is what created this environment for people to be hypersensitive to this in the first place.
Yes, great point. That's exactly what's going on here.
If woke stuff never existed, okay, we were still like, the culture was still in like the realm of like the mid 2000s or the early 2010s, and some streamer called someone a brokey, no one would care.
No, they wouldn't. They'd say, get a job.
Yeah. Or they'd be like, oh, it's rude, millionaire calling someone a brokey for not buying their $7 cookies. Like, it's kind of like, that's kind of a crappy thing to do, but whatever. But no, they create this environment of hypersensitivity, that's supposed to be based on like leftist moral values, and then suddenly, oh, when it's used against you, you're like, I was just joking. Didn't you know I was just telling a joke?
It doesn't come off as a joke in the video. It seems like she's joking.
We're gonna get into what does a joke even
seems kind of like she's being a bitch.
Yeah, like what does a joke in this context even mean in the first place?
Yeah, it didn't seem like comedy to me. It seemed more like mean.
Well, it's stupid because when they say like it's a joke, okay, there's a lot of ways to interpret this. This could be like, a joke is I say something to you that is not, not what I actually believe.
Right? Yeah.
So when I say like America should invade Canada, oh wait, that's a bad example because I think that's true. When
don't say that one.
When I say that
Canadians want us to
a real
invade Canada.
country, when I say Australia is a fake country, well, that's a bad one too. Because Australia is a fake. Okay, but anyway, see, those are examples of jokes because I don't actually think America should invade Canada. I don't think Australia is a fake country. That's the joke. Everyone knows I don't actually mean it, right? Okay, but there is some meaning in the joke because I am like belittling the country to an extent of Canada and Australia and sort of raising up and saying America is like better than them. But even that is sort of like me being a joke on like, well, how serious is Sitch and his like ultra, naturalistic jingoism? Okay, there's layers here. There's layers of deconstruction. Like what's, J-reg levels of like what is real and what is the joke. Okay. With this, it's not a joke in terms of she's just angry at someone and she's calling them something to hurt their feelings.
Yeah. Like, look, I don't see a joke anywhere in here.
Right. How is that a joke? Like it's like they're saying it's a joke in terms of she doesn't hate poor people. It's like, okay. I mean, I never said that. It's not a question of her hating poor people. There's a question of her in a moment of anger or frustration or annoyance using an insult on someone's class or social economic status against them when you're a millionaire.
Yeah.
So
yes.
You know what I mean? Here's a really fun thing you can do though. Don't fucking buy it. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but you have the option to not fucking buy the cookie. Just like you have the option to not fucking buy the t-shirt. I know it's crazy to think about. Just don't fucking buy the cookie. Who the fuck is like, no, dude, I'm at gunpoint. They're holding me at fucking gunpoint right now. I'm Pokemon's biggest fucking white knight. I've been moderating her chat for 8 years. You don't understand. I have to buy all the cookies. It's crazy.
How do you feel about this? If you don't like it, don't buy the cookie argument.
I mean, for me, it works. I don't know that it works for Hassan because Hassan is a socialist.
So I will say this. If you're a famous person, okay, you're a famous streamer or celebrity or whatever, I do think you have a responsibility if you're selling a product to not gouge people on it. Because if you are like really popular, you're gonna have a lot of fans who will literally just go out and buy something because you're endorsing it or you're involved with it. And that's the only reason they're buying it. And if you're gouging someone, I think price gouging someone. Now I'm not saying Pokemon's doing this, right? There could be some reason for why the cookies cost what they do. But I'm just saying theoretically, if you price gouge someone and you're like a famous person hawking some product, I do feel like you're taking advantage of the goodwill they had towards you, and you're kind of taking advantage of them and extracting money from them that I don't think is done in a moral way.
Right. You think the prices should be rock bottom.
Well, I didn't say that. Don't strawman me, Mr. Socialist. I'm just saying I do think that if you're a famous person and you're selling a product, you should not just endorsing a product like someone's paying you, but like you're actually like, I've teamed up with someone to create a cookie or coffee or whatever. I do think that you should be trying to make sure that you're not price gouging your fans. That seems to me like an immoral way of taking advantage of their goodwill towards you.
Right. I might try a different tact. Like my thing is, it's just, you want to respect the fans. Like, and if there's people out there that like can't afford the cookies or whatever, like just don't insult them. Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Obviously.
But I don't look, I don't begrudge her selling cookies for $7 a bag. It's, I don't know the situation that's going on here with, like, are people buying the cookies and not eating them? They're saving them as a souvenir, like it has some sort of sentimental value to them.
Well, okay. Here's the question. So again, I
don't know the situation.
Right. I don't know the situation with those cookies specifically.
Right.
So there could be some completely justified reason for why they cost $7. But I'm just saying, like, theoretically, if you knew a situation where like those cookies cost, you know, I don't know, like $1 to produce a bag, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And she's selling them for $7, you know, and she's making $6 profit per bag. I mean, I don't know. It seems kind of gross to me.
Right. Yeah. Well, maybe I'm immoral or something, but I feel like my understanding of capitalism is, you know, you charge what the market will bear.
Well, you're not going to be happy because Hassan literally makes that argument in this video.
Oh no! I don't
have the time code for it, but he does.
Well, hold on a second.
He does say that.
Look, throw me a line here because look, I'm a capitalist. I freely admit this. I sell artwork for a living, Sitch. Artwork is, I mean, how do you price artwork?
Yeah, but that's substantially different than pricing. Like
it's not cookies. Yeah, it's not a bag of cookies. I will grant you that. But look, I don't know. Is she sprinkling them with Pokimane dust?
Pokimane yeast?
Pokimane love? Does she kiss every bag before she sends it off to them?
Right.
Does she have a special fragrant perfume? I don't know.
There you go.
I don't know her marketing plan. But look, wagging your finger at your fans and saying, look, you're broke, buy my cookies, bitch, is not a great marketing plan. Okay.
Sure.
Look, I think we can all agree on that. But the capitalist in me is like, well, why aren't we trying $8? Like, so how many of these cookies can we move for $8?
So someone in Hassan's audience has
call me immoral, Sitch. I need it.
Someone in Hassan's audience has a response to him saying the whole if you don't want it, don't buy it argument.
Okay, good. Woo.
Buy them is fucking stupid because you know the young fan base of famous people will always want to buy it and pressure their parents for it. Okay, here is the problem. You're trying to moralize the situation.
Wait. Okay, this is so weird. So someone's like, it's bad because, they have young audiences. Your young audience will pressure the parents to buy it, right? And we all grew up with Saturday morning cartoons and all that stuff, and they'd have the overpriced and cereal and all that stuff. And you go to your parents, you're like, mommy, buy me, this garbage, and they say no. And then you just keep whining and whining and whining. And then maybe eventually they'll say yes. My parents never gave in because they're very cheap, but I know other people's parents eventually gave in to the whine, right? And
oh yeah, you got to be a better whiner, Sitch.
I guess that was it. I would quit too soon. But it's weird to me that Mr. Socialist, Mr. Everything is political, everything, has this like political moral consideration. He's chastising someone for saying you are making the issue moral. And it's like, yes, I am making the issue moral. It's a moral question, right?
Well, all questions of social behavior are moral questions. How she treats her fans is a moral question.
Right. So this is I was just shocked to hear him be like, well, you're making it a moral question, as if that's the wrong thing to do. Like, what else would it be?
It is obviously a moral question.
Okay. Once again, you're trying to moralize the situation by turning it into something that is like infinitely more damaging than it actually is. I've had the same exact take on fucking Prime too. I don't give a shit. Okay? Prime, Logan Paul, and KSI's caffeine dense energy beverage / Gatorade copy. It's profoundly successful. Okay? It's profoundly successful. Ultimately, though, and it's also insanely overpriced. Ultimately, though, it's just another fucking energy beverage. Who gives a shit? Like, what is happening? Are you guys this fucking passionate about cookies? Like, what the fuck? I don't get it. I honestly don't understand it. I don't. Which is why I think there's a different reason for why people are this motivated. Okay? Is drama coming from a vector, a vein that is open that you can just fucking bleed out over and over again. Some of them.
Well, first of all,
he's always eating.
He's always eating. Like, it's so, I don't know. Is it just a coincidence? Every time I watch a Hassan clip, he's always stuffing his face. Like, what's happening?
I've never got a plate and a fork out in front of our fans.
It's the whole eating thing is weird because, obviously I've, sat and, had food with people, and I've never been bothered by watching them eat and talk. So I don't know if it's he's just really bad at it because he talks with his mouth full. I don't know if it's because I'm not eating. I'm just sitting here watching him eat. So it's a different experience because I don't normally do that. But it's something really gross about watching a millionaire sit and eat while they tell you why you should shut up about complaining about other millionaires, right?
Right, yeah.
It just makes me feel he's on the lounge chair with the grapes in his mouth. He's all fat and the Roman Empire is talking to the peasants you should stop complaining about the rich, as he's shoving his face full of cake. Also, you can't really see the whole shirt, but the shirt he's wearing right now, what it says on it, it says capitalism is voluntary, get bread or get dead.
Wow.
Okay. So which the point of the shirt is capitalism isn't voluntary because if you don't eat, you die. Right. And so I think it's ironic that he's literally wearing a shirt that's saying capitalism is not voluntary while making the argument that if people don't want a product, they should shut up and just not buy it.
Awesome.
But so it's so baffling to me that this argument from a socialist who's supposed to be all about we need to get rid of the greedy profit structures and all this stuff in society, he's making this broad argument about how well, it doesn't matter if Pokimane sells overpriced cookies. It doesn't matter if Logan Paul sells overpriced energy drinks to people. He just because they're rich streamers or friends or influencers, he wants to not be on their bad side. I guess all of the principles of socialism just go out the window.
Yeah, they're colleagues. Look, different rules for your friends. That's how he rolls.
So gross.
That's how a lot of people roll, to be honest with you.
So gross.
Yeah.
So Hassan is actually watching a Charlie video. So we're actually reacting to a reaction of a reaction, which is actually a reaction to Pokimane. So we're 4 reactions deep here. Okay.
I like Charlie. I'm sure Charlie has some interesting things to say about this.
He does. At the end, I'll play what he says, and he obviously nails it, and Hassan misses the point completely.
Yeah, Charlie's got a good head on his shoulders. He seems to...
He's pretty smart when I hear him talk, yeah.
$28 for cookies?
God.
4 bags. That's $7 a bag. I know, math is hard.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that. You just can't. You can't do that at all. Never respond. Never respond, because there's no reason to respond, because all you're going to fucking end up doing when you do this response is you're going to give more fuel and give more ammunition to those who are looking for anything that they could grab onto. Okay? I've done that. Especially, even if you're fucking joking, even if you're fucking making a meme like, oh, broke boys or whatever, one that I've made a million times over. Tensions are high. People are looking for drama. They're going to fucking cut this as though you are 100% genuine and you're going, yeah, you're poor shaming. Even people in this community will look at that and get upset. Dumb as fuck. It's the same joke I've made a million times over.
Okay, so two things. First of all, the whole you should never respond thing. She could respond and just say, oh, I know it's kind of like more expensive than a cookie, but the reason is it's gluten-free and, it has these ingredients, blah, 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 blah. Like, you can give some explanation for it and say, I'm sorry, like, that's just the price it is. And I understand if you, don't want to spend the money on it, but I appreciate people that do. Like, you can easily respond to this without calling people brokies, right?
Of course. Yeah. Tell them to get a Costco membership. That might come off. That might come off wrong too.
Well, they don't sell. No, see, they sold the original ones that
right.
the pre-rebrand at Costco. They don't sell the Pokimane official ones at Costco.
Right. Yeah. But if you're just eating the cookies, right?
Right. And also, just the secondly is that Hassan's like, oh, I call people broke all the time on stream. It's like, okay, good socialist boy Hassan calling everyone broke.
Of
Love
course.
it.
I say, get your money up, not your funny up, broke boy, all the fucking time. This is literally a core joke to XQC's entire platform. Exactly. But here's who's doing it. Pokimane. She's not allowed to do it. I'm gonna get mad now.
When you're an idiot, but like if you're a broke boy, just say so. Anyways.
Matt was actually the one that sent me this clip today, and I just assumed this had to be some kind of bad joke she tried to tell. But watching the clip, it seems like she's legitimately upset and actually just calling people that don't want to pay for it or can't afford it broke.
Like, here's the thing. Charlie knows Pokimane. Charlie's like, I think. What do you think? You think really she's like anti-fucking poor? Like, that's what's going on? Like, come on, dog. That's crazy. That's crazy. I hope he checked the VOD. Like, I really do.
So wait. So the argument is,
go ahead.
He should know her personally, and since he should know her personally, he should know that she's not actually anti-poor. So it's okay for her to call someone a broke boy, right?
Right.
Is like, so if, let's say theoretically, Pokimane knew the person talking to her was like black, she called them a racial slur, right? Like she called them like a broke ass, N-word
right.
or something, right?
That would not go over well.
Right. And so would Hassan be like, listen, he should know Pokimane. I know she's not racist in her heart. I mean, is that like, how does that argument make sense? Like, well, I know they're not racist. I know they're not anti-poor people. So like, but that doesn't mean it's okay to use that as an insult against people, even though this idea is literally the logic that Hassan uses. This is why he thought it was okay to call Destiny, kind of the slur, the Cuban racial slur. It's because like, well, I'm not racist and everyone knows I'm not actually racist. So I get to call someone a racial slur.
I think she felt guilty. I think she felt guilty about selling super expensive cookies to poor people, and she lashed out just unthinkingly. The elephant took over, and she was like, how dare you make me feel bad?
Possibly. I mean, that could definitely be going on. Sure.
I mean, that's kind of my read of the situation.
Right.
But
I don't
think in her daily life that she's rolling her eyes every time she sees a poor person, but
no, listen,
maybe she is. I don't look. I've seen people like that in Los Angeles all over the place. So,
I don't watch her content. I don't know enough they comment on it either. I know that when people are annoyed or angry, they lash out in ways that maybe are not representative of their character.
Of course.
And that's fine. And if Hassan wanted to just say those words and say, listen, like, this is how Hassan, if he was not being a hypocrite, okay, and actually cared about, like, the principles that he preached, this is what he would say. He would say, listen, he'd say what I just said, about when people are angry, they lash out, and they don't necessarily mean it. But, we shouldn't be attacking people and insulting people, on the basis of their socioeconomic status. Because which I don't think you should be doing that. I think that's a gross thing to do, especially if you're a millionaire.
Yeah. I agree.
That's an elite gamer move that I had to take a step back to process that she would just say that publicly. I was so dumbfounded upon hearing that I actually went back to her stream VOD where this happened to try and locate this moment to see what happened next. Because this is only 20 seconds. I thought there was a chance that right after it, she's like, no, just kidding. I'm pulling your leg, hardy har har, just a joke. She doesn't do that.
Anyways, moving on.
Now she's laughing maniacally at him.
If you want to pay $8 for Twitter Blue for some pixels, that's okay. That's fine. You spend your money how you want. I'll spend mine how I want. And everyone else will spend theirs how they want. That's the beauty. She is...
That seems to be where the topic died, at least from what I've skimmed through here. So it doesn't really...
I don't get it. What is she supposed to say in that situation that it automatically implies it is a joke? Like, hey guys, I am joking. This is a joke. Clearly. Is that what it is? We have all become...
What is the joke part?
There is absolutely no joke.
Like, I hate this when people say I'm joking. People don't know what that means because there's like a million versions of that. Like, if you're just being rude to someone and you just call them a name, like you're sort of joking, but you're also just being mean to them, right?
Right? Yeah.
Like that's like just saying, "Well, I'm joking." It's like, well, what does that mean? That implies that you didn't mean. Like when someone says "I'm joking" or they were joking, the implication is they didn't mean what they said, right?
There's a strange dynamic here, though, because I know there's a lot of parasocial situations that go on between creators and their fans. Mm-hmm. So, look, if I tell you, oh, you're broke, get out of my face. Look, I'm joking around. We're friends. If you say that to a stranger, it has a completely different connotation. So,
yeah, but so if the person she was talking to in chat was someone who was a regular, who they had some like a name she recognized, right? Yeah, because like there's like a lot of people that we see their names in chat, we recognize them.
Yeah,
we will play around with them.
I would not make that joke with any of our fans,
right? But even if we did make that
it's a little
joke,
too cruel,
right? But even if we were said some kind of joke like that, like I agree, I don't usually ever try to tease people for like money things, but even if it's like a situation similar to that happened, I think it'd be very clear that we were joking, right? Like we would produce some signal either through what we're saying or exaggerated tone, or like you're on camera, so you'd be smiling and laughing. There'd be some way to be like, okay, like they're screwing with this like person, and they're kind of, it's like friendly banter. That does not seem to be what happened in that interaction at all.
She's giving a lesson in commerce. She's saying, look, Twitter Blue is the same amount of money as my cookies, and and it's only pixels. My cookies are actual, real, tangible things that you can see in the world.
And put in your mouth.
Yeah. She's saying, this is better. And Twitter Blue is $8 a month. And look, the cookies are one-time thing. Although it is like $28, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's 4.
So she's even trying to bring the price down just by separating it up into 4.
Which I don't even know if you can buy individual.
Look, you probably have to buy them in the $28 bunch. Yeah, I think what happened here is she realized, wow, I really am gouging them and I feel horrible. And instead of addressing that inner voice saying this is a little excessive, she just lashed out because she didn't really know what to do.
Yeah.
Which that happens a lot. People get in situations that they don't necessarily know how to respond, so they respond inappropriately.
Isn't it interesting that like we watch this clip and I feel like we were able to add so much more to it than
Hassan? Hassan's a moron.
Hassan was just like stuffing his face like, it's just cookies, bro. Why do you care? Just don't buy it. It's because she's a woman. It's like, what is this?
I think people watch Hassan because Hassan is a bully, an oafish bully, and they think it's funny to be friends with someone that bullies people.
I think you're right. I think you're so correct, and that's depressing.
Yeah. People listen to us because they want interesting advice on how to view the world. It's a completely different mindset.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're completely correct. Hassan is like an oafish bully. XQC is like an erotic bully.
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
yeah, they're
Why do people want
interesting
to watch so
people.
many bullies? What's up with this?
People watch us to learn.
That's true. No one's ever watched us to bully anyone because we've never ever bullied anyone ever,
We've done some bullying.
except for people that deserve it, like Hassan.
Look, I tell you,
This whole video is bullying Hassan.
Marv is my spirit animal. I love Marv, man. Gotta love Hitman. No matter what you do, you don't feel bad.
There you go.
As a consequence of being online, like at least 25% more incapable of comprehending any kind of, not even nuance, but any kind of like context. Like everybody has to do the /S or /J. Like you literally have to emote your fucking memes, you know? We have no social cues at this point. You just can't fucking tell. Can't tell. Everybody's fucking tone bullies. There's no charitability. Everyone's brains are fucking broken. Charitability is only applied to those who you like. As much as everybody.
So,
well, that was true.
It is true, but guess who created that environment?
Yeah, Hassan. Well, I mean, it's human nature creates that environment, but
sure, but I mean,
definitely
it's like
capitalizes on it.
It was like woke leftists who turned the knob on that up to 12, right?
Yes.
Made us all have to walk around on eggshells and be so sensitive because some a-hole is going to come out and they're going to say, "Oh, I can't believe you insulted this group of people." And suddenly, when it's Hassan's friend that's insulting a group of people, it's like, listen, it's all your guys' fault because you're autistic. Even though he's wrong because he hasn't explained what she said is a joke.
Well, there's no explanation. He can't explain that.
Yeah, what's the joke?
You literally tell people every day that their barest necessity for living are being price gouged to hell to enforce artificial scarcity, and they don't give a shit, but let Pokemon sell cookies for 30 and they piss this shit everywhere. That's what I mean. It's like, it's not like, this is not like a commodity that is an absolute necessity. It's fucking cookies that an influencer is selling. Of course, there's a fucking influencer tax added on to the fact that it's like also added on top of the fact that it's also supposed to be like fancy cookies, right? It's just.
Well, why is this again, if he was just some dude, okay, like, because what he's saying is not untrue. Like, yeah, the reason the cookies are priced the way they are is because there's a quote influencer tax on them, right? Because they know that they can gouge their fans to some extent. Okay.
Right.
But if he was just some guy and he just said like, well, if you're buying anything associated with like a specific person or brand, it's always going to be marked up, you know, because people pay more, blah, 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 because that's free market. I'd be like, okay, like maybe there's some level of how much of price gouging is bad. You know, like what level is it reached before it's like immoral, and that, you know, can have the conversation. But again, he is a socialist. He's a person who thinks profit is theft. Okay. It is wild and insane to me to hear him just like flippantly be like, it's just the influencer tax, or it's just a luxury good. Who cares if you're price gouging? It doesn't matter. It's just cookies.
Right. Yeah. Doesn't that mean the influencer tax is theft?
I mean, yeah,
it is, right?
From whoever's making the actual cookies. Yeah. Because, you know, wasn't a co-op making those cookies. Who, like, if Pokimane or someone, you know, if this was Ben Shapiro selling, you know, Benny Boy cookies or something.
Oh, yeah.
That were overpriced. Yeah. You know, Hassan would be going on and off about how, you know, this is the evils of corporate greed and capitalism and blah, 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 blah.
Ridiculous. And as always, don't fucking buy it is my perspective on the matter. Just don't buy it. If you don't like it, don't buy it. Meanwhile, the very same people who are fucking screeching about the cookie gate are also the very same people who come in here and they go, you're a fucking idiot. If there was public housing, why would anybody work for anything? I'm 14 years old and I live in my PricewaterhouseCooper father's Connecticut mansion, so I haven't had to think about these things. You know what I mean?
No.
It's very frustrating.
You want to buy into your product is a galaxy brain.
Like, instead of making cookies, Pokemon could have fucking, you know, become a landlord over this massive, over this, like, she could have become a fucking slumlord or some shit. And obviously, the very same people who don't give a fuck about landlords at all would become these Maoist third worlders all of a sudden because it's Pokemon doing it. But I would consider that to be significantly less ethical than selling fucking cookies with an upmark.
You like this, like, insane whataboutism. Like, well, I don't know why you care that she's selling cookies and calling someone a broke boy. At least she's not a slumlord.
Yeah.
I mean, what if she was a slumlord? I'd be like, well, wait, at least she didn't kill anybody.
Yeah,
it's
he'd
like,
be
well,
defending that, wouldn't he?
Right.
If she was taking subscriptions and turning them into low-income housing.
Right. Oh, someone's going to have to own those houses, guys. Okay. She's not like she's killing anyone. Someone's going to have to own that property.
Right.
Okay. What's wrong with her?
Find out she's human trafficking. Then where does he go?
Listen, just someone's going to traffic those people. At least she's not eating them. She's not hunting them for sport and eating them. Okay. She's just trafficking them. Right.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You know, they're working jobs. You know, they're not getting butchered for meat. Oh, wait, she's putting them on an island where people are hunting them for sport. Listen, at least they're not babies, okay? At least they're not babies being hunted for sport.
Strategy that I'm not sure the success rate of. Like, $28, no matter how you spend this, is a lot for some fucking cookies. And I think the way she keeps trying to break it down and rationalize it is pretty disingenuous. It's $7 a bag, and that's still expensive, but then you also have to factor in that the bags aren't even big to begin with. It's 4 ounces per bag. 4 ounces of cookies for $7 is still a lot, especially when you compare it to the product that they're basing it off of and supposedly approved upon, the Tootsie Midnight Cookies. Those were $10 a bag for 14 ounces.
Yeah, see, so, I mean, you know, it's so funny to me that, like, Charlie's just like, I can just break it down so simply, and Hassan is just like smack gobbed. Just doesn't understand. I mean, he understands. He's just, you know, he has to make excuses for his friend, I guess. Okay, let me jump ahead to the final part. And it shows that Charlie really understands, kind of intuits what's going on with people and why, you know, Hassan's position on this is so goofy.
Any sort of charitability, then yeah.
Them directly donating to you took their money and gave it to you. If they weren't watching you, you would be getting no sponsors, which make up a lot of streamers' income. You need them, and you are dropping trouser and shitting in their mouth right now by just insulting them over them having legitimate criticisms over the price point of the product. It makes no sense. Your wealth was accumulated because of these people you're now calling broke and poor. It is incomprehensible to me. You were made from these people that you are now shaming. It's so weird and so fucked up. Now, again.
So, very obviously, a whole nother level of this, which we haven't even talked about yet, is that not only is she a millionaire, but she's a millionaire streamer who's made their money through people subscribing to her content, through people donating to her content. So it seems like kind of an extra layer of grossness to like insult someone for being poor when essentially you're creating entertainment content for people and they're paying for it like out of essentially like the goodness of their heart.
Yeah.
And
yes,
you know, you shouldn't be like, if that's in the situation that you're in, I think it's even extra gross to insult someone for being poor at that point, especially if they're like in your audience.
Yeah. They're a supporter at some level, obviously.
Yeah. But, you know, all this is lost on Hassan because he has to defend his friends. That's all that matters. You know, who cares about socialism? Who cares that he's literally wearing a shirt where he's mocking the voluntary aspect of capitalism while making an argument that you can voluntarily just not buy her cookies, so it's fine.
I feel like Hassan has a lot of disdain for his audience anyway.
I mean, I feel like he has a lot of disdain for, like, the human race.
Yeah.
I get a lot of like Homelander vibes from Hassan. I don't know about you. But
yes, definitely.
so he's, you know,
definitely.
like just something about it. Well, anyway,
yeah.
that's all I have to say on the cookie drama.
Okay. No, that was good. I think Charlie wins this round. Hands down. Makes it very simple, makes it very obvious. Anything else?
Ding, ding. That's it.
Hi, you just listened to a clip from the Sitch and Adams show. If you like what you heard, you can listen to our live show right here on this channel on Sunday, starting at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And if you want, you can super chat us. We read $20 and up super chats on the show and then do a follow-up stream on the following Tuesday where we read the rest of the unread super chats and interact with fans of the show. Subscribe to this channel right here to listen to the live show or to listen to more of our awesome clips.